There's a lot that goes into understanding a project of this nature. You basically have to give yourself. And when it comes to this project, it's no different. You are just a conduit of ideas and execution. But in doing all of that, it's going to take a toll on people who are not immediately visible to you. Those who are not in your immediate circle are going to feel it. And so sometimes you want to get in contact with friends or even family. And because this project is in your mind, you just can't focus on anything else. At every point in time, you're always in firefighter mode. So it means that you are almost semi-paranoid, and as a result, people will be saying you're going to give a call tomorrow, you can enter next week, next month, or in many cases even next year. It's not because you don't want to talk to them, but this is a lot. It takes a toll on someone, but it's something that at the beginning we kind of had an idea. I had an idea that this was going to happen.
In terms of sacrifices, I also tend to look at this as a form of self-discipline and self-growth. I personally have had a lot of things put on hold. I remember when I graduated from university and my brother called me up. He was saying at the point I think he was working on exam organizer, and he told me he was ready to set up his own company. And at first I was a bit surprised because at that time, when somebody tells you that readiness can't ask the person okay, it reflected greatly. I reflected greatly on it because it told me that he was willing to make that sacrifice for what he believed. And at that point, every other plan I had, working with, applying to go to companies and positions, looking to work for them. At that point, I just put all of it aside and decided to go ahead with him in this. And it has taken quite a lot of time. There's a lot of things that I had to put aside. Relationships, friends, being in the public eye. All this, at this point, I had to steel myself, I had to discipline myself to make sure that we see what we can accomplish with this.
In this part of the world, people are not used to working on projects for a long time. They how long is a project? They assume that it's 1 year, 6 months, 18 months, the maximum will be here. Everybody's project is 3 months, 6 months, a year. I feel like we are doing years to do projects. It just doesn't make sense, but I couldn't find a better way, faster way to do it, right? So even there was more hand on deck, which questions that we asked a lot of time. There's more hand on deck, so we make the question faster, but this is a very complex situation. Sometimes more hand on deck can create the decision complexity and make things time go longer. I think there were many external projects that are calling my name, right? So, but there's just so much you can do at the time. Like Steve Jobs always says, right? You can't let go get in the way of great, right? So there are many good projects out there that I can work on and I can. People are angry at me that I don't work on the project, or I didn't bring this and project and come and join their team, right? But at the end of the day, I have to choose the biggest thing I can do. And KadMap's is the biggest thing I can do right now. Like I say, my sisters are really angry at me. I have a very big family. Right, I have like 7 sisters, nuclear. So it's a polygamous family, of course, but we have plenty siblings. So I have many sisters. I don't visit anybody. Right, I don't go anywhere. Right, and that makes you crazy. You become a mad scientist. Right? You sit down. You don't visit anybody. You don't go anywhere. Your brain is very precious to you. You are always in your mind. Even if I visit you, I can't even see. I never see you. My brain, my head is full, 24 hours 7. I'm always thinking of something. I'm always solving a problem in my head. There's always problems. Like it's like 20 checklists of problems I have to solve, and every day I come to the office, new ones are added. Right, so I'm always full, and it's very tough for people to understand that. It's so weird, like Developers on their own isolated people. KadMap makes you isolated from developers. Because all developers don't even understand what you're working on. It doesn't even make sense to them. Right? Because all around you, I don't see people working on system level engineering. Everybody's working on app level. Right? And we're not working on app level, we're working on the systems that we run apps.
One of the personal sacrifices I had to make was, I think, working back to back late nights. And you know, as I had problems with my late dad because he always come to my room and be like, "You've not slept here now," and I'll be like, "No, this is really important because we have deadlines to catch up with." And he'll be like, "What sort of work is this that it's taking time? You go in the morning, you come back at night instead of to rest. You will now pick up your laptop again." In fact, he was one of the people that pestered me to get this Blu-ray glass because I was not a fan of it. It was actually disturbing, but actually pestered me that I had to get it. So working late at night to catch up deadlines was, and our eyes was really red. If you see me, my eye was just red most of the times. You know, I lacked sleep a lot. Sacrificing was me completing my HND program because I joined the KadMap's system limited as at during the same period I enrolled for my HND program. So it was really hectic balancing, you know the student stress and meeting up with your to-dos. When you come online and see the list of to-dos you have to work on. And remember you have assignments in school to complete. And it was really hell that I couldn't wait to even finish it all. But seeing my peers go to NYC after the HND program, so it looked like I was missing out, but to me the sacrifice was really worth it, really worth it. And if I can sacrifice more than that, KadMap is really time consuming. It's a very complex project. It's not just a software, it's a technology that involves multiple programs, multiple software, multiple apps, it's a combination of different things. So it was very complex, it took our time, so couldn't handle other projects. We were so focused on getting KadMap done.
One of the challenges is explaining KadMap to people for them to understand, which was really tough. So I tried to explain to my family, friends. They just took it in good faith, just hoping that I know what I was doing. Sometimes you can't predict how the work will go, and then you want to finish off what you want to do today, and it might lead to late nights. Then you decide to stay till that time, finish off what we have on our desk before going. So that's a sacrifice. I have to take energy drinks, stay awake, push the stress to the night. So when I get back home, I try to sleep early so that I wake up the next day. There was a time we had power failure. It was consistent. So we had to go about looking for where we can work. And funny enough, people were suspicious. I will get somewhere and we're working, they see like 4 people with laptop, we're working, we're talking, sharing ideas. Some are nervous, they think maybe we are doing Yahoo or I don't know, but that was also a sacrifice because we have to come out and work irrespective of what people think.
And this morning you are busy. What are you always doing? I'm working. I don't have time. Most times, me too, I have my personal work I used to do. I have a lot of customers to deal with. But anybody that comes to my side, I tell them that I'm busy. I have work. Even sometimes most girls used to complain. And this morning I'm busy. I'm chasing my life here. That was one of the reasons I don't like. Sometimes I don't like being with females and all that, those girls. I know what I'm looking for. The time we started, we usually come to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In our own opinion, we just choose to, okay, let's just come to work every day. We want to work, let's get this thing done. We stay sometimes we stay till 10. It doesn't matter. It's to get the work done that is the most important thing. They usually give me some work to do, some printings and all that, some designs to do. So because we don't used to come to work on Saturdays and Sundays. So those times, like Saturdays now, maybe when I'm done with my designs within the week, then I'll send it to my CEO for the year and all that. Then they tell me to go ahead with the printings. So I have to, like, on Saturdays that I'm supposed to rest and all that, I have to, like, go to where I'm printing, check the good quality of the printing, go there, print what I have to print. And sometimes I used to come back late. Most times I used to come back like 8 in the night. It's part of the sacrifice that we are making. Sometimes on Sundays too, there's some work we have to finish up, because everything in this life you have to make sacrifice.
Working on KadMap is a dream, and I feel very fortunate because only very few people in this world will get to feel the things that I've been able to feel, knowing where this all started from. Seeing the things I've seen, working with the most talented individuals on the planet who I will swap with anyone, has been something that has been indescribable. Before now, I may have had some doubts about certain challenges or certain visions that we had going into this project, but I mean, by the time we had completed it instilled that mentality in me that anything is really possible as long as you put your mind to it and you work towards it. This project is, I believe, the beginning of something very special, not even the end. It's just the conclusion of the beginning. So I look forward to more.
I always thought this was just what you see in probably movies or you hear random stories about. It doesn't really apply to you as per se. When you see it firsthand, it does this thing to you that can't help but be appreciative. It has also brought me quite a lot of worry as well. You know, the milestones that we set, the goals we set, the aims that we want to get to, you start wondering, or you start getting a bit scared. Are we doing the right thing? Are we supposed to be doing something like this? You know, there's those few moments that you tend to doubt what has been created. You're always seeking to look for validation somewhere. Are we going on the right track? Is the work being able to get to the standard that we want it to be? But it has also given me that confidence that we're able to achieve anything. Working on KadMap has made me to meet one of the most fascinating people. Their growth has been quite astounding, and I think they're one of the things I'm very grateful for.
So to me, it's a discovery. So it being a discovery makes you discover yourself as well. So we didn't know anything about KadMap. As we were going, we were discovering things, there were constraints. As you meet them, you pass them, you become a different person. You discover a new thing, you learn about a new thing. Each step becomes a new ground for you. Every single step you meet, you stop, go and read and come back again. And this has changed us. Now we're not a knowledge machine. Right? So we just know who with us, and we just know that we have way knowledge about different things. It's thanks to KadMap. I don't even know what to call myself. I can't call myself a developer anymore because first of all, most majority consists of development. I don't even know very much anymore. At the same time, sometimes I dive into system architecture. Sometimes you see me in operating system design, sometimes you see me in DevOps, sometimes you see me in networking, sometimes you see me in security and testing. Sometimes you just see me, I'm everywhere every time, so I have a crisis.
Mindset, the kind of music I listen to, what I consider fun, the kind of movies I watch, just cannot really affected my own life. I had more knowledge added to my portfolio. Like I could see the difference between before the period that before I entered the project and after the project. Like my portfolio, I additional skills, like many more, because like I said, KadMap has to learn on to go through different projects, work on different aspects, has to learn new things.
One of the things KadMap did to me is ask questions. You don't have all the knowledge, and it's okay to say I don't know. It's the kind of information that I have access to. Our CEO taught us a lot of things. Each time he comes around to motivate or to talk with us, he gives us a lot of ideas. So he's a reliability engineer by training. So when he's talking about, he has in-depth knowledge about engines and how they work. And there was a time my dad's car was having issues, and the way I was talking, he was shocked because I don't know anything about engine to him, and the way he was surprised at the knowledge of engines that I had. A lot of skills that on my own I didn't know. Some of them I didn't know they existed. But when I joined KadMap, I learned a lot of skills. I was exposed to so many things that I need to learn in order to do what I had to do.
I learned a lot of things in KadMap. I learned plenty things because the time I came here, I really knew how to use Photoshop. I don't know how to use Illustrator, CorelDRAW, Figma, all those InDesign, PowerPoint, plenty softwares. Even Blender, I don't know how to use it. But as I came to KadMap, all those things, I learned almost all of them. And I was very good at it. I learned everything because of my CEO. There's some work he just give you. You're a graphic designer. You can't tell me that you cannot do video. It doesn't make any sense. Or animation, or it doesn't make any sense. So you just have to go and learn the softwares. Sometimes you might do design in Illustrator and you have to Photoshop some parts. So you have to learn all those things. There are some designs I will do. I'll give my CEO. You tell me to do that design. I have to sometimes I can do that same design like 10 times to get the right one. If they print for me, I will stay there and cross-check everything. If I say any single line or any single mistake there, you have to do it again.